Hey, brother, welcome to day 13 of 40 Days of Light. We've been asking the question, how do we have a significant Christian influence in a pluralistic society where we don't control everything around us, but we want to give freedom for all, even though not all agree with us? Well, we looked at the fact that Jesus has something to say about this. He said, "My kingdom is like light. It penetrates any darkness. Bring the light. Don't hide your light under a basket." And then he also said, "My kingdom is like salt that preserves and keeps society literally from rotting away." Today we look at a third metaphor. Jesus said, "The kingdom of God is like yeast that a woman took and mixed into about 60 pounds of flour until it worked all through the dough." Now, yeast in some cases was referred to negatively, the yeast of the Pharisees, but here it's used in a positive sense, that this yeast works its way, that this tiny organism, this yeast cell, which is smaller than a grain of sand and can only be seen through a microscope. In fact, it takes 20 billion yeast cells to weigh 1 gram. For those who are not into the whole metric system, that's 1/28 of an ounce. Well, what's the secret of yeast? Well, it's an active microorganism that takes the carbohydrates and transforms them into carbon dioxide to make bubbles, and it causes the bread to rise. Now, I'm a fortunate man. My wife is a bread maker, and she takes flour and water and oil and salt. She mixes them all together, and then she kneads in yeast, and the lump rises to the place where she puts it in a pan and bakes it. It's amazing the flavor and the beauty and the texture that yeast gives, and it literally makes the bread. Well, this is what Jesus is talking about, that the kingdom of God is alive. It's everywhere. It takes attention and patience to grow, but it transforms everything that it touches. So here are some ways that we are to be like yeast as men in our community and to have influence. First of all, yeast is influential. One man with conviction, that could be you, is stronger than 100 men with only editorial opinions. So what is your strength? Secondly, yeast is pervasive. Be an example to others. Think about Joshua, who stood and said, "Well, I don't know about the rest of you. You serve whoever you want to serve. But as for me and my family, we're going to serve the Lord." Be the yeast. Be the example. Be the man who is willing not to take a pull, but to simply stand. Thirdly, yeast is reproductive. It doesn't hold on to itself. It gives itself away. It doesn't hoard its resources. It's interested in adding oxygen to the environment around it. We can be that way. And then yeast is also subversive. It doesn't mean that we are negative or that we're destructive. It simply means we're under the radar. We can have a significant Christian influence in a pluralistic society, knowing that we're working for a different king. We're not working for the society itself or for its particular policies. And finally, yeast is transformational. Just like hope, faith, and love are the most powerful influencers in the world. Men, you can be that yeast today. Permeate where you go. Let your influence be known. Give yourself away. God bless you.